My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin
Yeah,
is black.
I feel so good to be black right now.
Mario.Miguelito Apparel is an artistically driven clothing brand committed to defying societal norms by embracing the fluidity of life, intertwining the raw edge of streetwear, the refinement of high-end couture fashion, and the hodge-podge of fine art. Our creations take on whatever character the wearer sees fit for themselves that day, gliding effortlessly across the spectrum of life. Why be like them when you know you want to be just like you? Welcome. Hashtag. Welcome to you. Now you about to break that down for me. How you come up with that?
Okay, so
Tell me break that down.
Okay.
Tell the listeners what that means as a designer.
So really, as a designer, what I have, my goal has always been, is just to grasp who you are, and I feel like in our society, and I'm going to speak for self, I'm going to keep it on the I, as a man of color, as a gay man of color, as a man in fashion, I've had so many instances where I've not felt like I could be myself, or I felt like I was trying to conform to something, or I was trying to change. And even after I grew up and became older,
yeah.
Sorry. It was a struggle to accept who I am, even though I'm very character driven. I'm very artsy fartsy. I'm musical. So my goal was to embrace myself, and that has been my personal journey. So when I first moved here in 2007 from Seattle.
Oh, Seattle. You're
Yes,
from the West
Coast.
Okay.
It was literally like a rebirth of myself, to discover myself. And it took me a very, very, very long time. It wasn't easy. It wasn't hard. Mm-hmm. So once I got myself together, I got my education. I went to FIT. I graduated. I did all my internships and started working in the fashion industry for different houses and different companies. It still was a struggle of finding myself as an adult, finding myself as a man. So now that I'm at the point where I'm dropping my line, it's to tell my story of, don't lose yourself, don't conform to whoever you want to be, don't conform, and I'm not even talking about like just from being a man and all that, but even working in the industry and conforming as a designer, and them saying like, hey, you should just be a digital designer. This is what fashion is. You design on Photoshop and Illustrator, and that's it. And that's not what I can do it because I love it, but I am who I am. And so the goal of my line is to be who you are, and to glide across the line of fluidity, whoever you are.
Gotcha.
Right?
So what was the first piece you ever designed, and how did that make you feel? Was it in Seattle?
The
first thing you ever designing made, like you drew it and you sewed it together, and how did that make you feel?
So I learned how to sew in Seattle, but how I started like designing to make clothes was, I'm gonna tell my age, in 2001, Aaliyah's Rock the Boat came out, and she had on these ripped jeans, and I loved Aaliyah. I love Janet Jackson. I love Aaliyah.
So we in the same age bracket?
Okay, yes, exactly. And she had these jeans, and I thought we had this day at the end of the school year where it was like, do anything you want day, like come to school and have fun day. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna make some jeans like Aaliyah. And that was my freshman year, and I wore them, and everyone was like, yo, what is that? Oh my God. And I started getting clients. And then, but that was at the end of the year. So by the following year, for Twin Tolo, for homecoming, for the dance team.
So this is high school.
This is high school, and that's how I started. That's how I made money the entire high school. So then I signed up for sewing class, and I signed up for, and it really was
just like. So you was
just
a hustler
like.
in high school. You are the first person I've had on this podcast that was sewing and had like a whole entrepreneurial spirit. Because I did. I made pillows and skirts. Because the only thing I fucking knew how to do was sew straight. So I made skirts and pillows in high school, and I was the pillow champ. Like, that's good. Mother's Day and Father's Day, I used to make a freaking killing.
That's wonderful.
Making custom pillows. Come on, shout out to the entrepreneurship in high school.
The grind. So yeah, that's how I started making clothes. And it's just, I started designing clothes way before that, but making clothes, high school, and it's just been, it is what my calling is. Like, they have designers, and then I'm just like a designer, like for real, like every aspect of my life is design. Like if you come to my house, which I'll have you over one time, my design studio, there's plants on the ceilings, there's montages here, there's glass walls, it's intrinsic to my soul.
Gotcha.
Designing.
Because everything that's going on in the world right now, do you feel like your business is highly affected because of this coronavirus?
Well, so I did my first launch at Harlem Fashion Week, and so that was like my test.
And how did you like that experience? I'm sorry.
It was great for me because the reception was so well, and I have all these opportunities, but a bunch of them are like canceled or postponed. Okay. So who I am now, though, as an adult, I don't look at it as like, oh crap. I look at it as, okay, what's the universe telling me with that? Like, there's something that I'm supposed to learn. Oh, maybe I wasn't ready to do 1,000 things at once in the first couple weeks. Gotcha. Maybe I need to gather my bearings. I have everything I need at my house just to quarantine myself and chill and just create.
So you're utilizing this time to just design and like keep perfecting your craft.
Absolutely.
And stay on top of your technical skills.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. As should you.
Yeah, and I actually was just talking about that before you came in. I'm like, utilize this time. A lot of people have been reaching out. They're just like, I don't know what to do. Keep designing. Keep working, keep mastering your craft. Like, you have so much time to take, like, to either, if you have a whole bunch of projects in your head that you're working on, like, lay that shit out.
Yes.
Like, get a task. Like, okay, I'm going to knock this
Definitely.
out today. Work on that marketing, like, work on that sales strategy. So this collection that you just showed at Harlem Fashion Week, what was the inspiration behind that? How did that come about?
So this collection was called Saturns Return. And Saturns Return is the point at which you reach in your late 20s, about 27, 28 to like early 30s. So I was 33 at the time, where you realize like, oh shit, I'm not 21 no more. I'm not a kid. Like, I'm growing up. Things are moving. So that collection was a labor of love over a couple of years because I was struggling. I'm not from here, you know what I mean? I had graduated college, like I wanted to do my line and be this designer, but then I had to be like, but don't I want to be a regular adult and have my own place and have my own thing, so let me get a job. And so it was like the culmination of my struggle coming out on the other side and becoming a man and saying, psh, I'm here.
Bam.
And
in your face.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. It was just like I'm here, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do. And it really was the perfect collection for my first collection because it was just like, the reception is fire. I'll show you after. Fire. Fire. But now, after I'm shooting everything, I'm building my website, I do everything myself. I make my own prints, I print everything, I do all my own graphics, I do it all, everything. I take all my own pictures. I have my own photo studio, whatever. If you ever want to do a shoot, you can come over, whatever.
Gosh. My question is, because you said you went to FIT, I have just got, I guess, mixed reviews as far as like the curriculum itself and maybe not giving people all the things they need to do to be successful. Would you say that you learned more working in the industry, or did you feel like you got a solid education at FIT?
Well, for me to be the type of designer that I am, it was the part that you're talking about where they said they didn't prepare is more so for the conforming designer. Like they're not telling you like, okay, you have to be Illustrator, Photoshop, you need to be able to do tech packs and all that stuff. That they could have been a little bit better at. Okay. I mean, I graduated almost 10 years ago, so I think hopefully they're better with that now. No,
not from what I've heard recently.
But for what I needed it for, like to learn to be a couture person, to learn all the old techniques. I took the evening wear program. It was perfect because I just wanted to learn how to do all these things. I had no idea. Like, I was just this kid from Seattle who looked at music videos and went to stores. I didn't know really anything about high fashion when I moved here. And then I saw gowns and I was like, oh shit, this is beautiful. This is great. This is amazing. So for me, it paid off.
Okay.
But that's just for me. So, and I understand people who feel, oh, it could have been better, because it could have been better. There were a lot of, like, I was totally against Illustrator and all that stuff. I was like, oh, I'll do my stuff by hand. But then when it's time to get a job, when I had to, like, say, okay, I got to put my line on the back burner and get it, it was very hard.
How was your experiences working in the industry? Did you find that, so from my experiences, I've worked at a lot of fashion companies, and I've been here for 6 years, and I probably have worked at maybe 11, because I've never been anywhere longer than a year. Because like in fashion, it's just like either I was laid off, I was fired, or I had to get the hell up out of there before I smacked the shit out of somebody. So, because I'm just telling, that's how it is. Did you find like experiences like that, or were you able to stay solid at like one company for a long time?
I've had 2 companies. So my last job that I was designing accessories for BB and for Catherine Malandrino, and
I worked for BB's sleepwear.
Exactly.
And intimates,
but I thought that's what, okay, I just got to get the right job. I just got to get, I got to get the right money. And then it'll be great. And I had my own division. Like I wasn't there. We were a licensing company. So BB came to us, Catherine came to us, and those were my 2 accounts.
Yeah.
So I designed all their travel and beauty accessories. And I was like, oh, I get to do everything. I don't have to answer to nobody except the owner. But after a certain amount of time, it was just like, nah, I got to do my own thing.
Is it a buyer's world? They tell you how to design?
Oh.
It's the buyer. We can't sell that. Can you make this instead?
Yeah.
It's so many buyers that think that they are designers, and they tell you what to design, which I cannot freaking stand.
She's right.
And then, of course, you got to submit. I mean, for us with BB, we had to still submit our concepts and stuff like that to BB for approval.
Right.
To the licensee for approval.
Yeah.
And then for their buying and shit, once we got like the PP sample, they would change shit. I couldn't stand it. I don't like it.
But you know what? What I did, because that's exactly my experience. I would know what BB would want, right? Because I had to do my packaging design too. So I'd have to design the products, and then we'd have to design the packaging because they were cheap. They didn't want to pay extra by nobody, which is good because I wasn't a packaging designer before that. So I do my own. It taught me how to do all my own. So I would design what I knew BB wanted, because I knew they were going to want basically the same shit that they did over and over again. I would do a little slight variation, and then I would spend the rest of the project time doing my shit. Except I would just put the BB logo where the Mario.Miguelito logo was. You feel me? And so a lot of the shit that I'm doing now is just like...
I recycle belly bands for BB. I did the same belly band that we use that has... Because I know they cheap as hell. So I same one with all like the content stuff on the back. One belly band. I used it for Sleeping Co. I used it for Net Laporte. I used it for Kathy Ireland.
Exactly.
I used it for Rainbow. Same thing.
Were
you always the only like person of color in your position?
So that was my biggest struggle at first. Was being a man, first of all, and then being a black mixed guy. There was very few. When I was an intern, because I was an intern at Catherine when I was in college, there was a mixed dude who was a designer, but I never went away. I take that back. When I worked at Full Beauty, which is a very successful, after Lane Bryant, the second biggest full-figured women's clothing and lifestyle brand, the president of that company is black. He's African. But very few and far between, very much a struggle. You know what it is. White women, and then next is gay white man, and then you know what I'm saying, like it was very disheartening. It was very hard. There was many times where I had to humble myself and say, okay, I have to get an internship again, and I was way past the internship, you know what I mean? But it just took, I would never give up. I could always have just said, okay, I'll just go home, I'll be with my family, I'll just whatever, but that's not what I wanted. I've struggled. I've ate the same thing over and over again for a month, 2 months, just to figure out how I was going to get it. And it really but I never lost sight. No matter what depression I was in, no matter what struggle I was in, no matter what, I focused on my craft, and it's paying off, because now I get to tell all these different stories through my collections. And I feel like I never used to be able to do that when I was younger. I used to be like, oh, I just make this. But now I can minister through my clothes. You feel me? I mean, I'm not a minister, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell a story or whatever.
So I have this segment. It's called, It's a Success, It's a Disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to tell me about a time in your career
Mm-hmm.
where you had a disaster turn into a success and you learned something from the experience.
Okay. It's a success. It's a success.
It's a success. It's a disaster.
Okay. I'll tell you. So, for this last, when I was doing the BB gig, it was a accessories company, but the money was mostly in tech accessories, headphones, speakers, all kind of iPhone stuff, cords and stuff. But we also had the travel and the beauty, which is good, but it's dying out. You know, I guess people just don't want it. So after a certain point, when I started working there, I realized my boss was an idiot, and I wasn't trying to be shady, because I always give anyone who's my superior respect because I'm assuming that you've been through the hoops that I've been through. Mm-hmm. She wasn't. She was a fucking idiot. It's no shade. She really was. She was unknowledgeable and she just didn't know what she was doing. I got her demoted. That's how I got my own segment. And then it started to realize that market was dwindling. So they were trying to put me in tech accessories.
Okay.
And it's not something that I was interested in. So I chose to be laid off instead. I tried it, but tech accessories, I'm not designing the actual technology. I'm designing the colors of it maybe, and then the pretty box that you get your headphones in there. That's and I don't want to design that. You feel me? I'm already designing accessories, and that's not my things, but I'm okay with that. So I chose to be laid off. I didn't know why, but I was like, I just don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. Ipso facto, I got to go back to school through the state to go to the self-employment assistance program, where they put you back in school.
Oh, nice.
To learn how to start your business. So I was able to take that whole 6 months that I had unemployment, and instead of having to look for a job,
I've heard
I
of
went
that
back
program.
and was mentored by the best mentors, and got all the resources for my business. I didn't even make no clothes. I just did business. That's how I came up with, that's how I came up with all my slogans. That's how I came up with all my marketing and all my branding, and it was the right thing at the right time. I jumped.
Take that layoff, yo.
I jumped.
Get that unemployment and get that mentorship.
Yeah. So
I told people it's the way to go.
It is. I mean, if you're feeling something in your instinct, it's hard because you live in New York and you think I don't want to do it. I have to.
But
sometimes you have to just
take
jump.
a leap of faith.
You have to, because everything always works out when you keep the positivity in your mind and you have the right mindset. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
That's my advice to anybody out there.
Gotcha. Love that. So what do we expect to see next from you? What is your 5-year goals?
So I speak shit into existence. Mm-hmm. I am going to be a star designer. Meaning, obviously, to say I would like to dress some stars, but I don't mean that when I say star designer. I mean a legacy designer, as far as like, I have so much fire just sitting that I'm waiting to release. So what my plan is right now is to sit home, create. That I call that Harlem Fashion Week a soft launch, because it was something that was a labor of love over a few years. I'm now currently working on my first official collection, so I can do the full launch, so I can do women's wear as well, because that's where my start really is.
Right.
Launch my website, like do the whole shebang for September. So I'm not doing a 5-year plan. I'm doing 6 months plan.
Yeah.
I went to
immediate.
Yeah, immediate plans, because I feel like for myself it works out better. Because if I do too much, then I'm like, oh.
Right.
So I'm keeping it simple.
I thought you was about to knock down the sign.
No,
I'm like, watch your elbow.
Oh, I have one of these too. I love that. So expect a really amazing September show titled Bigger, Harder, Thicker, Deeper.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very much that.
Bigger, harder, thicker, deeper. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
is.
definitely, it's eye-catching, right?
It's a story. So, I mean,
okay. All right, so drop all your social medias and let everyone know like where to follow you and how to purchase and contact you.
So for right now, you can follow me on my Instagram. That's my main contact. It's at Mario, Mario dot Miguelito, Miguelito. I'll be dropping my website and all that, but let's wait on that because
take your time. Ain't no rush. And then, of course, guys, make sure you just check out all of our sponsors. Check out 620 Style. Check out Vonnie McClain. Check out... she is going to fucking kill me. Her name is Vonnie McMillan. I am so sorry. I keep doing that.
Shout out to Vonnie.
Shout out to Vonnie. I'll make sure I put the right name in the show notes and the website link for all of her Black Girl Magic apparel. And don't forget about Nisha Star Aesthetics for all of your healing needs, your yoni steams, your Brazilians. I've had them personally, and I absolutely love them. So, as I always say, guys, stay black. Peace out. Check out Miguel. I have Miguel.
You can call me Miguel.
Mario.Miguelito.
They call him Versace.
Oh, I suck today.
No, it's okay. Shout out to Pisces.
Right. What's going on? All right. Check it out, guys. We'll be back soon. Have a great one. Bye.